Adis, the woman who had many husbands in every town. They said she used river charms to make men forget her face. That she could change her voice and scent at will. She deceived each of them using their souls to make money and enhance her beauty. Her scheme worked well for a long time until Kayamaka, her maid, caught her, and the death of Ozo Ikiocha, her fourth husband, raised alarm across the 4 villages. My dear listeners, wait till the end and don't forget to like and subscribe to find out what happened to this wicked Adis. In every market square, there are whispers of a woman who wears too many rings, one for each husband in every town. Some call her Adis the Traveler. Others call her the Cursed Bride. She was beautiful, soft-spoken, and carried herself like royalty. No one suspected that behind her smile was a secret web of lies stretching across 4 kingdoms. In Soka, she was known as Neoma, the devoted wife of Chief Okafor, a wealthy palm wine merchant who believed she was his only queen. But in Oka, she became Gozi, the quiet trader who married a young blacksmith. She claimed to be a widow from another land. And in Enugu, she transformed again, Ada, the preacher's faithful wife. She prayed loudly by day and traveled to visit her mother every 2 weeks. One day, 2 of her husbands traveled to Ik Market, and both claimed the same woman as their wife. Confusion rippled through the crowd. Rumors spread faster than wildfire. They said she used river charms to make men forget her face. That she could change her voice and scent at will. Hidden in the forest behind Hansaka home, Adis kept a secret shrine, a clay pot for each husband, marked with his name and wedding day. One night, her maid Kayamaka followed her into the forest, and saw her kneeling before the pots, whispering the names of her husbands one by one. The next morning, Chief Okafor of Nsaka was found dead, his heart stopped as if something had reached into his chest and squeezed. When the elders asked where she was during Chief Okafor's death, she smiled calmly. I was in Oka with my husband, she said. And indeed, witnesses confirmed it. Kayamaka, on the other hand, couldn't sleep. She dreamt of clay pots breaking, of blood dripping from her mistress's hands. She tried to tell the village priest, but her tongue grew heavy. In Nui, she found another, Ozo Ikiocha, a widower with lands and palm groves. She swore she'd never loved before. She kept her names written in secret, Neoma, Ngozi, Ada, and now, Ifinanya. Each husband knew only one name. Each village thought she belonged to them alone. She didn't just collect hearts, she collected wealth. Each bride price vanished into her calabash of secrets, never reaching her supposed family. One night, Kayamaka broke into her mistress's room. Beneath the bed, she found 4 white clay pots, each carved with a man's name. As she turned to run, Adis appeared behind her. You saw nothing, she whispered, her eyes red like coals, or you will speak no more. The next morning, Kayamaka could no longer speak. Her tongue had swollen like yam in hot water. The villagers said it was fever. Before anyone knew what was happening, Kayamaka died. Shocking, right? However, that didn't stop Adis. Dear wonderful listeners, if you are enjoying the story, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's continue. Every market day, Adis vanished into the forest. Drummers said they saw her walking barefoot in the dark, carrying a white rooster and 7 cowries. She wasn't just deceiving men, she was feeding something. Each husband's love gave her youth, wealth, and beauty. But the gods do not give without asking for return. The chiefs of Oka, Nsaka, and Enugu gathered. Each brought a painting of their late or missing wife, and they all looked the same. A trader passing through all 4 towns swore he saw the same woman buying herbs, same voice, same laughter, same face. Meanwhile, Adis had nightmares most of the time. She dreamt of all her husbands sitting around her bed, calling her names she had forgotten. Their eyes were hollow, their voices one. In Nui, Ozo Ikiocha began to notice. Each night she spoke another man's name in her sleep. He started keeping watch. One night, a rat knocked over one of her hidden pots. Blood poured out, and at that exact moment, her husband screamed from his room, clutching his heart. Rain poured without mercy. The wind howled like the dead. She ran into the forest to beg the spirits for mercy, but something followed her. Kayamika's spirit appeared before her. You fed on love that wasn't yours, she whispered. Now love will feed on you. In every town she married, the ground shook. Graves opened. Her husbands rose, calling her names she used to lie. She ran from town to town, but in every place, the same faces met her. The men she loved and used, walking without breath or soul. She went to an old dibia, who told her only the blood of the most faithful man could set her free. The old dibia stared deep into her eyes. You've opened 4 hearts with lies. To close them, one must bleed freely for you. She thought of Ozo Ikocha, kind, faithful, blind in love. He was the easiest to deceive, and the quickest to trust. She poured palm wine laced with herbs into his cup. To our love, she whispered. He drank, smiling, as his breath slowed. She carried his blood to the shrine at midnight. The thunder cracked above her head as she poured it into the earth. When she returned, the dibia looked horrified. You killed love, not evil, he said. Now it will cling to you forever. The next morning, Adiz woke to find strange markings on her legs. Her eyes burned like she had stared into the sun. She heard them again, the voices of the men she had deceived. They called her name in unison, from every corner of her compound. Later on, the chiefs from all 4 villages gathered, holding charms, portraits, and curses. They came not for blood, but for truth. They called for the priestess of Umwagu, a blind woman who could see the unseen. Bring her forth, she said. The priestess drew lines in white chalk. Adi stood in the center as the earth trembled, and the truth began to speak. From the smoke rose the spirit of her first husband, Uchenna of Nsaka. You wore my ring, then sold my name, he said. Next came Chief Okofor, drenched in blood. You buried me in lies. Now the lies will bury you. The third spirit laughed, a chilling sound. You fed me poison and called it love. Now drink from your own calabash. Then came Kayamika, no longer weak, no longer afraid. You took my tongue. Now yours will never lie again. A sudden light burst from the shrine. Adi screamed, her eyes turned white, her legs buckled beneath her. The priestess lifted her staff. She shall live, but in darkness. She shall walk, but with broken bones. Let her see no man again. Thunder rolled. Adi's legs twisted inward. Her hands clawed the earth. Her screams echoed across 4 villages. They left her by the crossroads, blind and broken, crawling through dust. She begged for water, only the wind answered. Years passed. Children grew up hearing her story. Some said her laughter still echoed in the night, where 4 roads met. They say every market day, a woman with empty eyes begs near the shrine, warning girls, never play with the hearts of men. In Amiziobi market, they whisper, if you give a lying woman palm wine, it turns bitter. Her curse became a proverb. The villagers rebuilt the shrine and placed a warning inscription, the gods see even what beauty hides. The old dibia died months later, saying, the gods gave her sight, then took it, so others might learn. Some say they still hear her singing at night, a song of love and regret carried by the wind. Mothers warn their daughters, a beauty that deceives draws lightning. The tale became law. 2 young women who mocked her story both lost their sight the same night. The village kept silent after that. And sometimes, in the hush before dawn, you can still hear her whisper, I once had husbands in every town, now I belong to none. My dear listeners, if you enjoyed the story, don't also forget to like and subscribe. See you next weekend.